Well, good morning, and thank you for attending our session today. My name is Trevor Cerebro. I'm the Territory Channel Manager for the Americas for managed service providers and also for North America for distributors. I'm joined today by Alex Dvornikov, our Pre-Sales Manager for North America. And today we're going to be talking about Kaspersky Next. This is a new product range that we're going to be telling you why it's important for our partners as well as our customers. And then we'll get into the migration paths that we offer. I also wanted to thank Licencias Online for hosting this call today. And if you have questions along the way, please feel free to pop them in the chat section. So if you look in your tools section of the GoToWebinar, you'll find there's a chat drop down. Open that up, and then you can pop in your questions, and we'll answer the questions at the end of the session. All right, good. So let's get right into it. So for those of you that don't know who Kaspersky is, I mean, a lot of you know who we are. We've been around for 26 years now, 25, 26 years. The company was started in 1996, 1997. I just wanted to give you an overview of who we are. So company is more than 5,000 employees, and that's a significant number because it's a privately held company. And so from our perspective and what we understand, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, cybersecurity companies in the world. It's important that we're privately held because we don't answer to we don't answer to stock exchanges. We don't drive revenue based on how the market is. Our owner has one mission in mind, and that is, and he still runs the company, and that is to provide the best possible cybersecurity solutions in the world. And that's what we're focused on. We only do that. We operate in over 200 countries and territories around the globe. We have 34 regional offices. There's one in Mexico. There's one in the USA. In the Americas, we also have a Brazilian office. We're opening a new office, a couple of new offices. So across North America, within the next 3 to 6 months, we'll have 5 offices. But we have, we have people in all the major countries across the Americas. We rely heavily on our managed service providers as well as our resellers to actually go to market. So that's another important facet of the company. We are 100%, or let's say 99.999% channel centric, which means that all our deals go through the channel. There's a very small number that go direct, but for the most part, like I said, nearly 100% of our deals are channel. And that's why we lift up the channel and we support the channel the way we do. We are committed to the channel because the channel is how we sell our products and how we deliver our services. I'm going to talk about the transparency centers in a while, but in the meantime, I'm just going to just let you know that we have these transparency centers across the globe, and we are building more of them. But we'll talk more about that in the coming slide. Okay, so where do we play? Practically every single industry, is a focus for us. For instance, we have 250,000 corporate clients worldwide. Why is that important? Because it really speaks to how our product has been accepted within the corporate or within the enterprise space. We have over 400 million end users around the globe. Why is that important? Because the end users, they opt in. Some of them opt in. 1 out of every 4 will opt into our Kaspersky Security Network. We anonymize the data, and now we have a pool of data where we can see, where we can develop algorithms, use machine learning or AI to actually help us determine where malware is coming from, how it's traversing the internet, and how to stop that malware. And all that intelligence is built right into the products. Another important thing is, we have we have a lot of products in the public space, private companies, educational, government, and you can see the numbers there. But what's important is when you're talking to your clients, be sure that we have products and we're developing products for every single niche or most cybersecurity needs that are out there. One of the things you'll know with Kaspersky is that, and I hear it from my partners all the time, is, because we're an engineering company first, our products do what we say it's going to do, and you can bank on that. And that is protecting your customers' networks, protecting your customers' data, and building a strong, robust cybersecurity infrastructure. Why would you choose Kaspersky? So we've been doing a lot of testing over the past, 10, 15 years. And I'm going to show you some screens in a minute, but from AV test and SE labs and AV comparatives, you always see that we're leaders. We're always leading, and we're always in the top quadrants within or in the top spaces within these tests that we do. In fact, over the last 10 years, so since 2013, we've been tracking independent tests and reviews. And by the way, this information is available on our website, where you can actually download PDFs that show and support this information that we're showing you here in this chart. It's usa.kaspersky.com/top3. And you'll find this information there, and you can download it. But what we're showing you here is there's 3 different metrics that we use to support our claim that we're the most tested, most awarded solution out there. The first thing is the number, and you can see it on the bottom axis, is the number of total independent tests and reviews that we've participated in over the last 10 years. Going up on the other axis, you can see the number of top 3 places, and that will position us. You can see where we're positioned. And then the last metric we look at is the number of first places. And as you can see here, the top places are determined by the size of the bubble, and you can see where we are in comparison with some of our competitors. There's more information available on our website, where you actually have full PDFs of all the companies that were in these AV tests, and it's somewhere around 100 or 100 plus companies that have been compared over the years. So feel free to ask any questions or put any questions in there, but from our standpoint and from your standpoint, it's important to know that we lead in this space. The other thing that's important is ransomware, and I know that how effective is our ransomware versus some of our competitors. And as you can see here, this was a test that we did. It was several years back, not too far back, but we engaged AV Test in Germany, so to do testing of our product and 10 of our competitors. And we went into the lab, we installed the latest, greatest from all our competitors and our own product, and we threw over 100, I think it was about 110 or 113 ransomware packages at the endpoints, and these are the results. And as you can see here, by far, Kaspersky is the right solution for anti-ransomware. I mentioned our global transparency initiative earlier, and just based on the heritage of the company, we decided to become more transparent. And by becoming more transparent, we've moved our data or our data storage to Switzerland. We actually have data centers in Zurich, Switzerland. And we've opened up transparency centers around the globe. And what does that mean? It means that you as a partner can request additional information about how our data is collected, how we how we load up our software when new releases come out, and it's all monitored by a third party auditing company. So we use one of the big four, like a Deloitte or a KPMG. Under NDA, we can provide that information to you, and all the data is excuse me, is managed by, or the way the data excuse me, is managed by this third party in terms of auditing and making sure that the data is secure. And by opening up our software, because we give partners and customers under NDA the opportunity to look at our software, we are ensuring that our software is 100% safe for users in terms of no backdoors, no way that we can remove data from machines outside of what the cybersecurity product does on the actual devices. So, I like to say that we're the only cybersecurity company out there that has opened this software in this way, but it really gives you a sense of, the authenticity of Kaspersky and the way we run our business. We also completed, a few independent tests or reviews, such as SOC 2 audit, as well as ISO 27001 certification. Any questions here, you can simply head over to kaspersky.com/transparency-center, and you'll find this information there and a lot more information. Excuse me. So I'm sure you guys are aware, but everybody gets attacked, right? So this graph gives you an idea of the percentages of organizations, that are being attacked, over the last few years. And certainly this data is taken from last year. But you can see, government, 20% of government organizations are being attacked. Financial, 19%. You can see it goes down. But right across the board, every single industry is affected by cybercrime. And so what Kaspersky offers is different solutions that will fit niches such as container security, such as being able to deliver MDR services to combat the cybercrime and create a better security posture for your clients. And so, on average, you will, companies are experiencing 4.7 incidents per year. So 4 to 5 incidents per year. And, you can see the numbers broken down here: malware, phishing, social engineering. We're going to talk about these kinds of products that we have that can help you here. Ransomware is still quite, big over there. We're seeing a lot of that. So you've got to find the right solutions to, mitigate these attacks and mitigate the risk within the organizations that you support. The complexity of, attacks is obviously, growing. And with that, we've got to, step up the pace and be able to, mitigate that risk. And so, the threats are changing. There's more to protect. The attack surface has grown now. You have so many different devices that are connecting to wireless networks, and that gives cyber criminals doorways or back doors into networks, and obviously they can exfiltrate data that way. There's a lot of alerts, so that's another huge issue, is that if you're a managed service provider, or even if you're a VAR, a value-added reseller that provides cybersecurity services to your customers, if you're monitoring for alerts, it can become overwhelming. And then obviously infrastructure is changing as new devices come on board, or new ways of connecting devices. And so complexity is the real issue here. And so that's why we're talking about Next today. And my colleague Alex is actually going to speak more about the Next product in the following section. But I did want to share what's new and exciting from Kaspersky. So threat data feeds, we now have threat data feeds typically are used by security operations centers or large enterprise, but we have the ability to build out a model that works for managed service providers. So you can actually buy our threat feeds on a month-by-month basis and be able to align that with your costs as an MSP or MSSP. A brand new product that came out recently that I'm so excited about is our network security data feeds for next-gen firewalls. So any next-gen firewall that can take an external feed can be used with this particular product or the service. And what it is, whether you've got a Palo Alto, whether you've got a Cisco, a WatchGuard, you name it, like a Fortinet. If your customers are using those firewalls, you can add this service. It doesn't impact the, it's very easy to deploy. It doesn't impact the operations at all, but it adds a lot more intelligence to your firewall. And with that, you have, it adds a new component of EDR to the network. And so if you're interested in that, I can definitely share more information about that. It's brand new. It can be added to, there's a slew of different firewalls that we integrate with. Like I said, we have templates to integrate with those, but any next gen firewall that can accept external threat feeds and give the actual firewall much more intelligence and ways to combat cyber crime, talk to us about it and we can help you there. Just to give you a sense of cost, it's just a rough budgetary number, but the cost is minimal. If you're talking about a managed service provider model, it's around $5, $4 to $5 per asset per month. And so if your customer has, maybe 50 assets that they want to take care of and add to, add more intelligence to the network to fight the cybercrime, you're looking at somewhere between $200 or $250 a month. So talk to us about this because it's really important that we get this news out there, because you're getting Kaspersky's threat data feeds, which is used by enterprises and large governments and different organizations around the globe. You have the ability to tap into that intelligence and add it to your next gen firewalls, something very unique. We also have threat intelligence digital footprint monitoring, and what that is, it gives you, we're scanning the dark web, we're looking at the different kinds of attacks that could be happening prior to the attacks happening. And so there's a lot of different components there, but you can purchase this on a month-by-month basis as well for your customers and provide that, those reports to your customers that you can generate from the monitoring solution. The last thing I wanted to talk about is our automated security awareness platform. I feel that this is like our sleeping giant. We don't talk about it enough, but there's a need for this. So when we're talking about, the different kinds of software and hardware that we can deploy to protect customers' networks, very seldom do we actually talk about security awareness training. Our product is built from the ground up to deliver a service to your customers. So it's a cloud-based training solution. It includes a phishing module. It also includes reporting, the ability for you as a reseller or as an MSP to actually move licensing around from customer to customer, from employee to employee. You have full control over the license, the training licensing. But what's more important about it is that recently we released there's a lot of different things in the solution, but I like what we've released in the last month or two. We have the ability to monitor on a company by company basis the effectiveness of the training. So we will measure based on the number of employees that are going through the training, the scores of their tests that they've been getting, their effectiveness at avoiding the phishing campaigns that come at them. We take all that information, we feed it into our reporting engine, and we give a number. So for instance, company A might be, let's say they have a number of 32. Within 3 months of deploying the training, they've now increased to maybe 45 or 55 or whatever that is, but you can see that the training is working. This is a great report to provide to managers or stakeholders to justify the solution. And you can compare as an MSP or, as a VAR, you can compare customer A, customer B, and you can look at it and say, you know what, this is working. You can anonymize those reports and actually send it to others as proof that, security awareness is critical for protecting networks and data. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Alex, and Alex will take it from here. Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Trevor. Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Trevor, can you see my screen?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. And hello, everyone. One more time. Welcome to the session about the Kaspersky Next. So I'm going to talk about the rapidly changing landscape and obviously Kaspersky Next as well. So we at Kaspersky strongly believe that customer knows what they really need in the best, but we also want to help to find out the right solution and make it simple as possible. That's why we are revamping our portfolio, and while all the specialized protection stays right there where it stays, we're also introducing to Kaspersky Next, which comes in 3 tiers, corresponding with 3 levels of our stage-by-stage approach. Kaspersky Security Foundation is the first stage, which provides cybersecurity essential to all types of organizations. It protects against mass commodity threats. Kaspersky Optimum Security is the second level for organizations with at least a few people in dedicated IT security roles. It aims to protect against evasive threats and those threats that are using ready-made and widely available scenarios by bypassing automatic protection measures, and as such require more visibility, control, and response mechanisms. Kaspersky Expert Security is the third and final stage for bigger cybersecurity teams able to handle APT-like threats and targeted attacks. It offers the most sophisticated and powerful security tools. Each tier of Kaspersky Next is the first choice to look into each of them stage by stage, and I'm going to talk about them in the next slides. Kaspersky Next consists of 3 progressive tiers: Kaspersky Next EDR Foundation, Kaspersky EDR Optimum, and Kaspersky Next EDR Expert. Each tailored to the combination of resources you have and the level of threats you need to protect yourself from. Each tier is built on endpoint protection and EDR functionality, without which modern cybersecurity is essential and unimaginable. Kaspersky Next EDR Foundation is for organizations for whom the most important thing is maximum automation and protection against the massive commodity threats. Kaspersky EDR Optimum builds up on that and expands the EDR functionality, as well as enhances control and adds cloud security functionality. Kaspersky Next XDR Expert is an open XDR platform which will help you to save time, gather data from multiple sources, and withstand even the most sophisticated attacks. You can progress between tiers quickly as your cybersecurity needs grow. Kaspersky Next EDR Foundation offers strong endpoint protection built on machine learning, as well as essential control, automation of routine operation, and cloud monitoring for added transparency. Besides automatic protection and remediation measures, EDR feature provides visibility into the text to help you to understand where the threats started from and who's responsible for that. Kaspersky Next EDR Optimum expands EDR features to essential toolset, which in addition to root cause analysis include multiple response options and threat discovery and automated response across endpoints with indicators of compromise scan. Other features include enterprise-grade controls, including patch management and cloud service monitoring and blocking, security for Office 365 applications, and last but not least, cybersecurity training for IT staff, so they can also be an alert for signs of cyber threats and otherwise harmless-looking incidents. Finally, Kaspersky Next XDR Expert is the highest tier in the product line, offering a very wide range of ways to deal with threats. Most importantly, it gathers information from multiple sources, from the Kaspersky ecosystem as well as from third-party sources. It features an investigation graph and cross-asset correlation mechanisms, which allows you to create and investigate incidents holistically. Case management helps with that by enhancing and simplifying management, while featuring such as playbooks allow you to automate response. All of this together provides not only superior protection, but also reduces mean time to the response and significantly lowers complexity. This is quite a big table, but it represents the different capabilities between the tiers and can be useful to help you to understand which one suits for your needs. These three tiers are available in two types of console: Pro View and Expert View. Pro View is an easy-to-use cloud console with quick-to-navigate interface. Expert View is the cloud or on-prem console with granular controls and some extended capabilities. Please note that currently Kaspersky XDR Expert is only available in Expert View in the on-premise option only. Now, how can we help you from Kaspersky to protect against all of these different kinds of threats? Let's break down the key cybersecurity challenges into four groups: data protection, ransomware, advanced persistent threats or APTs, and targeted attacks, and security complexity. Data protection is top of mind for most organizations. It's one of the more regular areas for cybersecurity, and any data breaches can result in significant reputation damage or be used in the future, even more devastating attacks. For example, involving spear phishing based on leaked data. The key recommendations here to build process around data protection by defining sensitive information and establishing a security policy and incident response process. Absolutely crucial steps to be prepared when the attack hits. Another recommendation is to establish controls and limit access to data depending on other factors at play in your organizations. Monitoring data access and how data is shared could be a practice beneficial to security as well. When it comes to tools, things like identity and access management, data loss prevention, and a robust backup system can go a long way to protect data. At the same time, these tools are often not enough on their own and need to be supplemented with cybersecurity tools to prevent or repeal attacks such as endpoint protection, EDR, and XDR. Each tier of Kaspersky Next provides progressive measures to enhance data protection, beginning with essential endpoint protection through cloud discovery and blocking and data discovery to control movement of sensitive information to the outside of the organization, and granular controls like encryption management and data wiping. Kaspersky Next XDR Expert offers unique solution with withstanding data breaches associated with APTs, such as threat hunting, advanced detection, and gathering data from multiple sources to create a holistic image of the incidents. Speaking about the bane of modern cybersecurity, ransomware. It's still prevalent in the threat landscape. Both SMBs and enterprises are equally attacked, with over 40% of organizations getting attacked in 2022 alone. The cost of ransomware, besides the ransom itself, it's a long and complicated recovery, which often takes almost 3 weeks. And finally, double extortion is still going strong. It's practice of demanding a second ransom after decrypting files for not publishing previously stolen data. In this case, ransomware in particular is strongly connected to data protection. In order to protect yourself, the recommendations are ones you probably had heard many times, but they're still relevant, and here they are. Take care of your updates as quickly as possible when they are available, so that some known vulnerabilities can be patched. Protect your backups with either encryption or, better yet, by keeping them outside or offline. And finally, if you have resources, monitoring data flows can go along in detecting and responding to ransomware threats. We can't say this enough. Please do not expose RDPs to public network. This one was the primary entry point for hackers in 2022 and 2023. Another of the primary entry points for hackers are endpoints. So protecting endpoints is important, as well as training your employees and IT staff to recognize signs of threats. With Kaspersky Next, you have a whole plethora of options for ransomware protection, from specialized tools like machine learning-based anti-malware engine, anti-cryptor, and remediation engine, to cloud protection, training for IT staff, EDR and XDR capabilities. The later two, EDR and XDR, allow you to repel threats by quickly detecting and responding to them, or even using an automatic response with IOC scans or playbooks. APTs, the main fear and challenge for a lot of CISO and security administrators around the world. These attacks are extremely dangerous and can cause significant disruption because a lot of time they are tailored to a specific organization and industry and are using data gathered from multiple sources or prior attacks to make the attack as effective as disruptions as possible. The fact that a lot of data of organization is disjoint and not well connected at all means it's easier for attackers to slip through those cracks and gaps in security. On top of that, before the impact of the attack is felt, it's very hard to detect, and they can be living inside of your systems for weeks, months, and in some cases, literally years on end, siphoning off data and slowly but surely moving through your infrastructure. To find these threats, you will need your whole arsenal, but most important, there's effective extended detection response. With over a quarter and high severity incidents linked to malware, the combination of endpoint protection, EDR, and XDR together proves the most effective against APTs. Things such as threat hunting and effective incident response are crucial in finding hidden threats and lowering your MTTD and MTTR, mean time to detection and mean time to response. If you want to protect yourself against these most complex threats, really the only way is to go with all three: endpoint protection, EDR, and XDR. are rolling together in a single package. And this package, in our case, is Kaspersky Next XDR Expert. The 5 APTs, it's crucial to gather all available data in a single place and investigate it holistically, employ advanced detection mechanisms, and carry out time-efficient threat hunting to find traces of attacks hiding in your systems, either in plain sight or on some long-forgotten, unpatched server somewhere. Finally, all the best tools and approaches are meaningless if you can't use them or for their full potential. If you always have to manually set up an attack surface control and system hardening, try to find information and train yourself to use new tools without adequate support. Or don't have enough budget for new important tools because covering gaps is your existing infrastructure eats up most of it. You will be neither sophisticatedly prepared or nor quick enough to respond when the attack's going to hit. That's why we believe consolidation and disparate security tools and data and employing automation where possible is very important. They cover these gaps and help you to focus your attention on what's really important by elevating routine tasks. And finally, total cost of ownership is the name of the game when it comes to reducing budget drain. It's not just the price of hardware or licenses, but upkeep costs and how much of your pay time you have to spend, or overtime as well. Cloud management options and vendor ecosystems can help you with elevating these pain points and freeing up your budget. Each tier of Kaspersky Next offers automation, attack surface reduction, and quality of life features tailored to your needs to help you to save the time and effort and threat hunting, innovation, and general IT security operations instead of searching for patches or best practices to reduce the attack surface. Our first two tiers are available in cloud, significantly lowering your TCO. And learning to use the products straightforward so they are truly helpful and don't end up somewhere else. Whether you're already using Kaspersky or not, let's now talk about briefly how you can migrate from existing solutions to Kaspersky Next. First of all, Kaspersky Next releases we're just going to release slowly out of some existing products. Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business, Kaspersky Endpoint Security Cloud, Kaspersky EDR Optimum, and Kaspersky EDR Expert. On this slide, you can see the recommended direct path to migrate, but of course, this might be a good time to upgrade, for example, from Kaspersky Endpoint Security for Business Select to Kaspersky Next EDR Optimum. I would also point out that if you need advanced EDR capability but don't think you're ready for our XDR solution yet, you can go with Kaspersky Next EDR Expert, which has all the features of Kaspersky EDR Expert, but it's licensed by users instead of the hosts, and adds new features on top of old versions, like, for example, mobile protection. If you're currently using different vendors for your endpoint protection, EDR, or XDR needs, you can easily switch to Kaspersky Next or upgrade to a higher tier to recap all the benefits they provide. If you're looking at moving from your current endpoint provider, we recommend using Kaspersky Next EDR Optimum to gain essential EDR capabilities, since it has become the de facto standard on endpoint protection, or you can just dip your toes into it with Kaspersky Next EDR Foundation and still get the best endpoint security out there. If you currently have different vendors, EDR, and are finding that you're not using it as often as you would like to, because of the complexity, we suggest taking a look on the Kaspersky Next EDR option, which is straightforward to use and offers a wide variety of automation features. But if you're thinking that your EDR lacking in the feature department or not well connected to the rest of your infrastructure, we think the best way is to go with Kaspersky Next XDR Expert. And this will bring your security to a completely new level, save a lot of time and effort, and most important, keep your ecosystem well protected and remove gaps between them. And if you're already an XDR user, we think it's a great idea for you to look into our new entry into XDR market, Kaspersky Next XDR Expert as well, because it's an open XDR platform with multitude and rapidly available third-party connectors, straightforward investigation process, and powerful and advanced EDR included. Cybersecurity infrastructure are complex and can be usually repeal attacks effectively with just single solution, or you might have specific security needs with needs to taken care of. Let's take a look on them. First of all, we find supplementing your own cybersecurity capability with 24/7 365 security service is a great idea for both SMBs and enterprise, as it keeps your infrastructure protected 24/7 365. And it also gives you the help and insights from world-class Kaspersky experts. Another key aspect of security training, your employees. So they're going to be well known of current cybersecurity paths. Even most sophisticated security measures can be actually sometimes bypassed by a clever bit of social engineering or just simple mistakes. In order to minimize the chance of this happening, training employees, IT staff, and management to recognize, withstand attacks, helping you to do your job even more effectively. Sometimes implementing new tools might seem like a hassle. Our expert at Kaspersky Professional Services will not only help you to implement your new products and provide quick and efficient support, they will help you to optimize your products, access your security and compliance, and also help you to secure security with your security architecture design as well. Sometimes you need an additional bit of security for a specific application. Here you can see what we recommend for you based of which tier you choose. What you had before and what you have now, the results. I think the most important to remember from this conversation is Kaspersky Next is built to be the best fit for your specific needs. It is built on a strong foundation of the endpoint protection and EDR functionality tailored to your needs and resources. And as your security function grows, it can grow with you as well. So that's pretty much it about Kaspersky Next. I hope you really loved our presentation. Please let us know if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer them.
Thanks, Alex. Appreciate that. So I don't see any questions in the chat right now, but you know, we're open to any questions you might have. If you don't have any questions right now, but want to email us, you'll see on the screen there's my email address as well as Alex's email address, and then obviously, you know, feel free to reach out to the Licencias online team, and they will reach out to us if they, you know, if they can't answer the questions. But we certainly appreciate the time today, and certainly look forward to, you know, being able to provide you with demos, you know, proof of concepts, whatever you need to evaluate the software and, you know, successfully sell it to your clients and your customers. So I think at this point we're going to adjourn. I don't see any questions coming up. Thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.